anybody to do anything. I wish if I come and I will say, I want my salary to be raised, or I want a diamond ring, or I want whatever. So this is a magic lady. This is a magic girl, I will say. Her name is very beautiful as well, Pacelle Van Goethem. Something like that. It sounds like a music. I'm so happy to see you, Pacelle. Thank you so much for being with us. And as a specialist from Netherlands, in persuasion and charisma. My first question is about persuasion. You devoted your life to find out how to persuade somebody to do something. I know you give a lot of lectures and you're quite famous in Netherlands, in Europe, and you can persuade anybody to do anything. Maybe it's the magic in your eyes. But for somebody who don't have that beautiful eyes like yours, how to persuade somebody to do something? Tell me, please.
Thank you, Olga, for having me. Privet.
Privet.
It's
wonderful. Privet. It's so beautiful. Privet.
So thank you. Dedicated my working life to finding out what it is that highly persuasive people and businesses do, and also to find out how it is even possible that someone like Albert Einstein could be turned away from 3 universities before he actually was taken seriously. So the aim is to find out what is happening in the brain. We found that out. What's happening in the brain when people are persuaded, and also what are the best practices of highly persuasive people and businesses. So I'd love to talk to you about that.
Oh, I'm looking forward. I want to know the secrets, please.
Yeah. So do you have questions, or you just want
Yes, okay. My first question to you, what is the first tip? For example, to some people, when they say all other people are listening too. Why I know that? I was organizing in Dubai a big conference for around 300 people. It was called Women SME, Women Small Medium Enterprises. And some speakers, there were around 30 speakers, were that popular that even after 1 year, people were coming and saying, Olga, who is that person? She changed my life. I like her so much. She was so interesting. I want to be like her. And the other people, they forgot their names. They even didn't remember them. So why some people, they have such big impact that they're changing people's life, and other people are forgotten in 2 minutes?
Yeah, that's the thing I was so interested in, and I started to find this out and started researching, and I think this is a magic combination actually. And we can look at people and think, yes, you're an authority, that's great charisma, that we think he or she is powerful, they're great at what they do, they're experts, or they're in power. It could also be that we think of a person as being sympathetic, they're kind, they're friendly, right? And also very persuasive are people who we consider to be cool. We consider them to be role models. They're different, they're creative, they're thinking outside of the box. And so it could be either one of those 3 styles of charisma actually, but if you want to make a big difference, maybe the people you were speaking about, it could be that they have a combination, and that makes the magic, so that we would think of them as being powerful but also kind and outside of the box. They're special and cool. So if you have that magic combination, that makes people want to follow you. So that's what creates followers and makes people remember you.
I know that you are saying that in your webinars, in your lections, you are teaching people how to change their style. If somebody who is introvert, who is shy, who doesn't know how to talk to people, how he can be that powerful, I don't know. We can have many examples. Of course, presidents, we can like them or not, like Biden or Trump or Putin. There are a lot of things about politicians. But of course, they're very powerful when they're saying, even some terrible people like Hitler, like Stalin, but like Napoleon, but they have incredible charisma. By the way, Steve Jobs maybe doesn't have that charisma. He was quite introverted, but still, Elon Musk and other people. So how to start getting this, like this charisma, where you can buy this charisma at the market, in this, where we can buy it.
We have this pill here. We have a pill. No, actually, there are people who come across as really powerful, which could be really helpful if you're on stage or if you're the boss, right? Whether you're a woman or a man, if you're in charge, people look up to you, and it may be really helpful to be outspoken and to be strong-willed, and have a powerful voice. Wonderful, right? But the people I work with, usually maybe people in politics or in finance or in businesses, but also people in science, they're sometimes more like Steve Jobs, less outspoken. And that's really helpful also, because you may be super creative. And for some special roles, this may be exactly what is needed. So imagine if Steve Jobs was like, way, it might not have been as powerful as that people believe him to be a scientist, because he is more modest and he is more of a nerd, and this fits the bill. So actually, we don't need to be outspoken, everybody. But if we think of the hidden secret, actually, Olga, that all people have in common when they are capable of having people listen to them, they have one thing in common, whether they are Barack Obama or whether they're Vladimir Putin or they're Angela Merkel or Jacinda Ardern, whatever they do is the same. Actually, what they share is that they behave in a relaxed way. So if we're relaxed, actually, that's the person we should imitate when we want to persuade people. This is the reason why children can be so persuasive. Because when we're relaxed, we are outspoken, we feel strong about something, we are enthusiastic, right? But we're also kind and empathetic. And we feel we have the guts to come up with crazy ideas. So the person we should turn to is not think, oh, how would Simon Sinek say this? Or Gary Vaynerchuk? Is that?
Yes.
No, we don't have to imitate them. We don't have to think, how would Angela Merkel do this? Or Vladimir Putin? No, because the minute we start imitating someone, we get more stressed. Actually, the more we look like ourselves when we're relaxed, that's the person we should imitate when we're under stress. And that's the magic combination as well, because when you are relaxed, you're strong, you're kind, and also you have the guts to stand out.
But to be relaxed, this is the person absolutely cannot do when he's in front of 300 people, 400, people start sweating, they start falling, apart. The most impossible thing is to be relaxed. It's almost impossible. Even when some people talking on Zoom, they saying, Olga, we are dying. Because, by the way, when they're talking on Zoom, people saying we are more stressed. Because when you're sitting next to me, when I'm sitting next to Pacelle, I know what you're feeling. But when you're in Zoom or when you're closed with the mask, now when we have to talk, we are talking like Arabic women, only you can see my eyes, so you have to guess. So what to do in that situation? How to find the power when you are stressed?
Yeah, I think there's 3 ways, actually. First of all, is that you act as if you were relaxed. So that's a training from the get-go. I know there's a lot of people who train people in being more persuasive. What I do with people actually is look at them and, okay, how would you say that if you were amongst friends? Mm-hmm. Actually, you don't need to be relaxed to behave relaxed, right? You don't have the time to swim with dolphins before any meeting. I mean, you just go and you act as if you were relaxed. That's one thing. So you think of, how would I tell this to my friends? This is helpful, right? And you train yourself. Then second of all, you can actually do this in a physical way. So you start observing yourself and you think, okay, so how am I standing when I'm relaxed? What's my voice? What does my voice sound like when I feel relaxed? And so what's my general conduct when I'm relaxed? So that's what you imitate. And then your body will start working for you. What we know in psychology is that when that our body and mind are intertwined. So if we don't feel relaxed, it'll come out on the outside. So our voices will get shrill, right? Like, people, just one more thing. I mean, you can hear it. I mean, for guys, for us women, this is really, really, I mean, it's terrible. So what you need to do is train yourself physically. And the thing is, if your authentic behavior under stress is like, it's fight, flight, freeze, right? So what you want to do is you train your body by starting to behave as if you are relaxed. And then the body will start working for you and you will become more relaxed. Also, people will respond differently.
So it's more like connecting, Pacelle. You're saying that behave as if you relax, behave as you are beautiful, behave as you are happy, behave as you are talking to your friend, and then your body will start reacting the same way. So it's more like an acting exercise, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually. And my favorite example might be, maybe you remember when Barack Obama was inaugurated. Actually, Vladimir Putin is the same. You see them, imagine, he was inaugurated. So they were up Pennsylvania Avenue and they came out of this big car, right?
Yeah.
It's the same when Vladimir Putin walks the halls up to a press conference. The trick is, what they do is what we all do when we walk to the grocery store or whatever. The special thing about them is that they behave relaxed regardless. The only thing they do is walk outside of the car and they wave to people, right? Vladimir Putin's walking there with this great smile on and they seem relaxed. And that's the magic. It's not like it's a pill. The thing is that you turn yourself, you switch yourself on like, hey, now I want to be persuasive. So what people will find relaxing, I mean, we can relax people when we behave as expected. And what we tend to expect of people, this is what I found out after 10 years of study, actually, with Olga, is that we all get relaxed when someone is speaking and they behave in a relaxed way.
So we're also coming down when we see somebody who is relaxed, who enjoyed the topic. We also feel good because we are connected to that person and we feel we're like mirroring that person and we're feeling good and we want to listen to that person more.
Yeah, I think that's it. And then obviously the magic is not only that someone seems relaxed, but they also reach out to us. So that's the third thing, is that you actually start thinking about, it's not about me. The people we will remember are the people that interacted with us, that made us feel special. So whether it's in a call or in a meeting or in a conference, the people we will remember are the people that addressed us and made us feel good and made us feel important. So,
this is the secret of Japanese geisha. It's a woman by this geisha, because this geisha, they make people around them feel good, feel strong. And it's a secret for men to feel respected, to feel somebody, to feel like a king. That's why the night with geisha or the talk with geisha cost that much money.
Wow. Because they made them feel good.
Because they made them feel good. It's not about, because a lot of people think, oh, it's about intimate relationship or something. No, she was just sitting next to the person and putting tea into his cup. Yeah. But the thing is that she made the person feel that comfortable and that respected that it cost a lot of money.
It's great. That's so important, I think. So the cap on how persuasive we can be is actually how willing are we to reach out and to have people to connect with people and to reach out. I think this is such a powerful lesson we can learn from Angela Merkel.
That's why people were 6 minutes applauding. And I think maybe it's the only political leader in the world. When she was leaving her post, all people stood up and 6 minutes applause. Isn't it fantastic?
I got goosebumps. Remember when she started out in 2005? The first 3 weeks, when she started out in office, actually she didn't govern at all. The first 3 weeks she spent, and not a lot of people know this, but I thought it was so interesting. The first 3 weeks, the only thing she did was turn to her fellow leaders. So she spoke with Jacques Chirac in France. She went to Vladimir Putin. She talked with Tony Blair, etc. And she asked them, hey, you've done this for quite some years now. I'm just starting out. Do you have any advice for me? Do you have advice for me? So this is what makes her such a great leader, I think. Of course, she's an authority, and she dares to speak out. She is cool, but the hidden secret, obviously, is she reached out to people and made them feel important.
This is very interesting and very unique about Angela Merkel as well. My question to you now, it's the question from the ladies. They said, we want to know from Pacelle, who's studying the secret of charisma and persuasion, how to use this charisma to build a long-term relationship. Is charisma connected with relationship? Why some people who are not very beautiful, they have very good relationship, and other ladies who are fantastic, who are very beautiful, but they're alone. Is it connected in your opinion?
I think that's one-on-one with what we just discussed. When we make people feel good about themselves, obviously that's what makes great leaders, but also great partners. When we think he or she can see me, I feel loved, that's obviously what makes us fall in love with them. When they have great hair or a great chest, I mean, that's obviously, that can be really powerful. That's just the first impression. When you're sitting with someone, even in one dinner, and they just look nice or they look beautiful, you get so bored if they never ask a question, right? So obviously this is the connection. Are we actually interested in the other party, in the other person? And that it goes for leaders and for partners as well, I think.
The types of charisma. Okay, if we want to study that, because I think in Japan it is one charisma, in Europe we have another charisma. If it is hot Latin American people, they're so charismatic only by the way they smile and talk. How we can find out what is our charisma, how we can, because in one of your books and in one of your seminars, you were saying that you should find your own. Where to find this? Where we should find this?
Yeah, what you can do actually is ask 3 people that know you really well and ask them how they think other people see you, right? So they know you very well. It may be your partner, it may be a colleague or a friend or someone who knows you really well. Ask 3 people and you ask them, how do you think other people see me? Do they see me as strong, powerful? Do they see me as kind, sympathetic, or do they see me as outside of the box and creative more? So that might give you a first idea of how people perceive you. You can also think of how people tend to respond to you. If you start speaking out in a meeting, are people getting quiet? They might actually see you as an authority. If you start speaking and people just keep on talking, they might actually see you as a friend, because there's an upside and a downside to the styles as well. So, but if you do make a suggestion and people think, I'll join you, that's also, people might not listen especially to exactly what you're saying, but they might be involved and want to join you. That gives you an idea of people seeing you as a friend. And as a role model, that's really tricky. And actually that's the fact when you are different from the group. So that might just because you have a different job than the rest of the group, or you're a woman within a group of men, you work in Dubai. So obviously in lots of situations, you might be considered the outsider and you stand out as a role model. So actually, you can also think of yourself in terms of how might people perceive me. Just
So,
from
as I understood, Pacelle, there is a lot of research to find out. You should ask people, not take it for granted as you know everything. Better you ask people and they will give you feedback. So the feedback is the gold in this case. The feedback about yourself and about Charizma can help us a lot. And as a last question or comment, what you can recommend? Our blog is called Hidden Hero.
Yeah.
It's for people who are hiding their hero inside of them. They are trying to take it out. They are trying to show that hero to the world, but sometimes he's not there. How you recommend them to, especially in these pandemic times where people are losing jobs and they're not sure of themselves and they don't know how to act because there's so many limitations. What you can recommend to these people who are hidden at the moment?
Yes. I would like to share a lesson with you I got from my niece, Karen. She passed away in 2011, but it's a really powerful lesson. She died of ALS. You may have heard of this disease.
Yes.
Right. And she normally, when people get diagnosed with ALS, they tend to live for 4 to 10 years after that. In her case, when she went to the general practitioner with her ankle that was a bit wobbly, 7 months later, actually, she passed away. So this was crazy fast. And during that time, there was a few people, and I had the honor to be with her in these months. And the thing was, Olga, instead of being down with this terrible fate, she knew that this was her end, and she started having all these symptoms. But the thing was, she wasn't sad, she wasn't depressed. She just sort of bloomed. She had this incredible charisma. She was strong, she was kind and sweet, but she also was so funny. She was like, she helped us all through this process, so it seemed. So she had all these 3 styles in spades. And at one point I asked her, how do you do this? And because she had only so short time to live, I promised her that I would send out this message, and I'm so honored to share this with you now. Because I asked her, Karen, how do you do this? Yeah. And then she told me, and at this point we couldn't understand what she was saying anymore. So she typed with her eyes, actually, and she said, I always wanted to be me, and I've never been myself more than in the past 6 months. And then I thought, this is it. I mean, sometimes we simply wait for the perfect moment, or when every star is aligned. I think what we can learn from her is to speak out and to think, why should we all wait to be terminally ill to be this powerful and persuasive? So I would say, dream big and start small, and always look at yourself when you feel relaxed, because you are brilliant. Everybody has these great ideas. So just dream big and start small.
You know, I will say I'm very surprised how you managed to talk about your niece calmly and nicely, with smile and with big respect, because really I have goosebumps because of this brave girl who managed to help you not to suffer and not to be upset about her, but she managed through this terrible time to take care of you. And this is really showing that she's a great personality who has a very big heart. In the most difficult time in her life, she was thinking not about herself, but about her people who loved her. And I think that really Karen, she gave us a very big advice before going. So be you before it's too late. And this is very powerful message, and I deeply respect your family and you, as a big role model for women. who support them in the way of charisma, persuasion, and for men also. And I like very much talking to you, and I'm looking forward to see you again, Pacelle, and good luck for your researchers. I'm very happy that you choose such an interesting topic, and I'd be happy if more people will join your seminars, your online courses, and will join Pacelle Van Goethem on social media. What you're doing is very, very interesting, and I see that you really love what you're doing. Your eyes are shining, and this topic is very interesting, and I can see that you love what you're doing. Thank you so much for being with us.
I prepared something. You have to help me, I think. Jem Udachi?
That is wonderful. You're saying good luck to everybody, because yes, you know our audience is from everywhere. It's not only Russian people, it's all around the world. So we will say good luck to everybody, but of course, especially всем удачи, that means good luck to everybody. It was very